Good morning, welcome to Woodlands North. I'm out today with my R Better Greylock 3 underquilt. It's a down-filled, lightweight underquilt that's going to keep you warm in the winter. Stay tuned, we're setting it up right now. Okay, so I've just been letting this loft up since it is down. Just wanted to sit a couple of minutes just to get it lofted up, but it could sit on the hammock as well. It's not a big deal. So again, this is a down product, and I'm sure most of you know the difference between down and polyester. Down is much warmer for the weight. So this thing weighs in at 17 ounces and it's going to protect you, I think it goes to 20 Fahrenheit, which is pretty decent. Now, it is a 3/4 length underquilt. It's a stubby, so you have to deal with that as well. Once I've got it set up, I'll explain a little bit more about that. And I do want to show you the stuff sack, which had fallen down here. Super lightweight. Super simple stuff sack. You stuff the product in there. There's a little tab of Velcro there. Put that together, you kind of roll it up. This goes around in both hooks, out the outside hook, tighten it, and it compresses it nicely. Okay, so to set this up, you see here, there's shock cord that goes along the length of the entire product here. So there's a channel here, and shock cord goes from one end to the other, and at each end there's a little carabiner. So I'm just going to go to this end here, make sure I don't trip over my guy line, and just clip it right to the outside of the hammock here. Now I'm going to flip this down here and grab this side. And do the same thing here. Okay, so this is slightly higher than the hammock sits, and I think that actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to actually put the hammock inside here now. Okay, now this will slide and you can sort of adjust it a little bit to where you want it. Most people are going to want this up to their shoulders, and this is going to cover to your knee or mid-calf depending how tall you are. And there's a couple of adjustments that we're going to have to make here. Okay, on this end of the hammock, there is an adjustment here. So there's a little pull tab, and you can push this in and release tension, or push it in and make it tighter. Okay, on each end of the product here, there's also an adjustment. You can see here there's a bit of a gap. So same idea, little pull tab, and you want to just tighten that up just to bring in that gap. Maybe put a little bit of pressure in the hammock. You just want to make sure you're not pushing down on the product too much. That looks about right there. There's another adjustment on the other side, which I'll go check as well. Okay, so it seems like I've got it dialed in now. I'm going to give it just one last test, make sure there's no super tight spots. Seems okay. So now I'm going to get into the hammock, just like you normally would. So now I'm in the hammock. You see here, this is nice and high, and I want this nice and high on my shoulder because my top quilt or sleeping bag is going to cover the rest. But here where the hammock sort of compresses, you're going to have a cold spot if you don't have the underquilt here. I'm going to check the other side as well, which is a bit of a pain in this hammock. I have to do this. Okay, it's right there. So it's right up just to the top of my leg, which is perfect. I can feel it right there. And again, you can always adjust it if you need to. I don't have it under my head because of course I've got the pillow to keep me warm there. So now I'm pretty toasty and just feeling a little bit cold on the calves. So again, this is a 3/4 length underquilt. The reason you would buy this is if you already carry something else in your kit, Sometimes you have a pack that has a piece of a foam insert or something, you could use that to save weight and bulk. I just have this piece of Reflectix here, and it's got foam inside. And all you have to do is put this inside your, I don't have my sleeping bag here, but the foot box of your sleeping bag. Put your feet on it. There we go. So I can definitely feel the warmth. My back is nice and warm, my legs are nice and warm, and even the back of my calves are now warming up. So it's doing its job, it's dialed in, and it was pretty easy to configure. All right, my friends, so as I've mentioned, this is a down product, and some people are scared of down, because of the price, and some people also say because if it gets wet, it loses all its insulation, which to some extent is true. But Jack's R Better does offer a water repellent coating on their down, and I do have it on some of my other products, though I've never had a problem with this. I sleep pretty warm, and I am a little bit sweaty, but I haven't noticed that affects the bag at all. So I'm not sure how wet the bag was. If you're dipping it in some water, yeah, you're gonna have problems even with a polyester bag. But again, it's something you just may want to research and check into. So Jack's R Better is a small company, and I have a few of their products which I've been pretty happy with. And what I also like is that I've inquired after the fact about the products, how to set them up with certain hammocks, a few things about tweaking them, and they always gave me a pretty good, pretty intelligent answer. They took the time to answer me, and I do like that about a company. After the sale, they do take care of you, so I have no problem recommending them. So this being a 3/4 length underquilt, if I had to do it again, I think I would go with a full length underquilt, and nothing to do with Jack's R Better or the Greylock 3. If they had a Greylock 3 that was full length, I'd probably go for that. The reason being is that it's kind of hokey to put this thing in the foot box. It does work. It certainly does work. And if you actually had like a foot pad that is the right length, say about 1.5 by 10-12 inches, probably be perfect and would just sit in there. This is a little bit hokey, but it's all I had. And sometimes if your foot slides off this, you get a little cold spot. You just got to readjust. It's not a huge deal. But if I had to do it again, I think I would opt for the full length. You set it up once, you adjust it, you get in there, you go to bed, you're done. The workmanship and materials all looks top notch here. It's held up well over the years. And this is a 20-degree Fahrenheit underquilt, the Greylock 3. They make other ones. I think they have a Greylock 4, which is almost identical, other than there's a little bit more down, lofts up a tiny bit more, and obviously you're going to have a tiny bit more weight and a tiny bit more bulk. So if you're interested in that, and yeah, this is another great product from Jack's. I do have some of their other stuff, and I do like the company. So guys, thanks again for joining me. It's winter outside. Get in the woods, get a nice underquilt, stay warm, and come back and see me in the next video. Till then, take care.